The 2020 refresh of the iPhone SE was already launched and many reviewers out there already have videos about it, but since it is not yet released here in the Philippines, why not talk about it a little? And here are my thoughts on the iPhone SE 2020. Hey, George here, welcome back to the channel and let's talk about the new iPhone SE. I've been reading and watching a lot of contents regarding the new iPhone SE in the past few days for 4 reasons. 1, I'm curious on how the phone will perform on a daily basis as well as its camera capabilities. 2, I'm curious as well as amazed that a company like Apple would pull off something like this. 3, what's my third reason? 3, I'm actually thinking if I should get the phone. And 4, my workmates are asking me on my thoughts regarding the new phone. Shout out to my workmates. So let's break down this video into 2 parts. First, let's discuss the key specifications of the new iPhone SE. Then next, let's have a little Q&A. I posted a story on Instagram a few days ago asking you guys on your questions regarding the new phone. And I think we got a few helpful questions that we can discuss as we go along, and I think it's a good flow of conversation. Without further ado, let's discuss the key specifications. The iPhone SE comes with a 4.7-inch screen with a resolution of 1334 by 750 pixels. It's more on the small footprint size of phones, similar to the size of the iPhone 6, the iPhone 7, and the iPhone 8. It has 3 gigs of RAM and runs on Apple's latest chip, the A13 Bionic, the same chip that is found on the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 11 Pro. On the camera department, it has a 12-megapixel shooter at the back and a 7-megapixel one on the front. More on that later. Unfortunately, no upgrades on the battery side. It has been confirmed that it has the same capacity of the iPhone 8. Around 1,821 milliamp hours, so there, but it does support wireless charging and 18-watt fast charging. For those who missed it, the Touch ID is back, so there's that. It is rated IP67 water and dust resistant, so a little splash would do. The phone comes in 3 colors, black, white, and product red, with all colors having a black front panel, even the white one. That's a huge plus for me. And the phone starts at $399, or the official SRP here in the Philippines based on Apple's website is $26,490 for the 64GB base model, $30,490 for the 128GB, and $36,490 for the 256GB. If I would describe the iPhone SE on simpler words, I think it's an iPhone 8 but on steroids. Yeah, I mean, it is pretty much an iPhone 8 in almost everything except for the additional RAM and the A13 Bionic chip, which is the main selling point of this device. Based on the specs, performance-wise, I think you would not have any problems with this phone, and also with a smaller screen to drive. I think usage and navigating through the phone will be smooth with little to no problems at all. Moving on, as I've said a while ago, I asked on Instagram a question, and I think we got a few good questions here that we could go through as we go along and discuss more about the iPhone SE. So let's get to it. Let's start the Q&A. So I posted a story on Instagram and I asked this: any questions on the new iPhone SE? Starting off from a good friend of mine, I got one from Jello Cruz, and he asks, meaning po ng SE, sir? Good question, Jello. Good question. So yeah, a lot of you may ask and might be wondering, what does the SE mean on the iPhone SE? The SE on the iPhone SE simply means Special Edition. Okay, next. This is not a question, but a message from Empathy Queen. So whoever you are, hello. And it says, keep grinding. Thank you, and yes, I will. Next, from Rensdy, and he says video specs or video capabilities. Go Kuis. So Kuis, what's up? I hope you're watching this. Good question. Good question. Thanks Renz for asking this. I think we really need to discuss this since this channel is also a filmmaking and a photography channel as well. So why not discuss and take a deep dive on the camera and video capabilities of the new iPhone SE. So yeah, let's talk about it and let's get nerdy. For video capabilities, the 12 megapixel main shooter supports up to 4K resolution at 24 frames, 30 frames, and 60 frames per second. It also supports 1080p at 30 and 60 frames, even down to 720p, but it only has 30 FPS on that side. It also has slow motion capabilities of 1080p at 120 frames per second and 240 frames per second. So you have the ability to create smooth and cinematic slow motion shots to up your footage game. The camera also has an optical image stabilization as well as some sort of a software stabilization on the side, in which they call cinematic video stabilization, to make sure that your videos are less shaky and more appealing to watch. Apple also makes sure that you'll have good audio whenever you're filming because it supports stereo recording. I strongly believe that your audio should be as good as your video, and Apple got your back on that. If you want me to go more in depth with mobile filmmaking and creating videos using your mobile phones, just comment down below and let me know. Okay, going back again, this is not a question but a message from art.mdk, which says, keep it up. Okay, thank you, and yes, I will. Okay, here are two questions from Moira Rica Fort. First, when will it be available in the Philippines? No word yet from Apple regarding the release date of this new phone, so I guess we just have to wait for further announcements. And the next question, is it worth the upgrade coming from the 8 Plus? I think it's a no. You will be having two problems here. First is the camera. The 8 Plus has an additional camera which opens a lot of capabilities in shooting photos. 2, battery life. The difference between the battery life of the iPhone 8 Plus versus the SE is pretty large, so I guess you'll suffer a little bit on the battery side. If update and upgrade is really necessary, I think and I would suggest to go for good deals of the iPhone 10, or if you could go for the iPhone 11 or the 11 Pro if budget is not an issue, or if you could just wait a little more, the iPhone 12 is rumored to be released later this year. Okay, so next we have questions from Ted Jarvis. So Ted sent like 5 questions. I guess he's really curious about the phone. So here it goes. First question, does it come with lightning to earphone jack dongle? Unfortunately, no. I've seen a lot of unboxing videos of the iPhone SE. It doesn't come with the dongle inside of the box. Instead, it comes with the included lightning earpods. Next, is it compatible with iPhone 7 cases? As far as I know, iPhone 7 cases are compatible with iPhone 8 cases, and the iPhone 8 and the SE has the same body, so I think they are pretty compatible. Okay, next, what country has the cheapest price? Is it worth shipping here? Okay, ginawa kong online store. Okay, so upon searching for prices of the SE, the countries with the cheapest price is USA and Japan. So checking in for their prices, the 64 gig base model costs $399 on the US and approximately 45,000 yen in Japan. When converted into peso, the US would be 20,177. The Japan price would be 21,281, and here in the Philippines it would be 26,490. So you decide. So for the shipping, I can't answer the question because I haven't tried shipping from another country, and also I'm not sure how much the shipping cost will be. So there, it's up to you. Okay, so fourth question from Ted. Would you recommend changing from 10R. Would you recommend changing from 10R to the new SE? I guess my answer will be the same with the 8 Plus. It's no, because of battery life. 10R is really well known for its battery life. So switching from 10R to the SE would have a little problem on that side. So again, same suggestion. If you really want to upgrade, go for the 11, go for the 11 Pro, or if you could wait just a little bit, wait for further news about the iPhone 12. Last question from Ted. Should we wait for an SE Plus? Good question. Okay, so let's answer this. Should we wait for an SE Plus? I think the answer is no. I think there wouldn't be an SE Plus. If you observe Apple's lineup of iPhones, you would see that the SE would be on the budget range, the 11 would be on the standard range, and for the premium range, there would be the 11 Pro and 11 Pro Max. So I think that would be the standard lineup of iPhones pretty much in the near future. And also, the SE moniker has been pretty well known for being this small and compact yet good performing phones. So I think it doesn't make sense having an SE phone on a plus size. So I think the SE will forever be this small and compact and great phones on the smaller sizes. Okay, so moving on from from underscore FCFV underscore. Nice profile, have a nice day, George Paulo. Well, thank you. Have a nice day too. From Sage underscore Moray, not quite what you're asking for, but loving the vibe. Okay, let's keep the vibe going. And from Djen Jansen, love your feed. Super thanks. And from Alex Carves, your posts are awesome. Keep it up. There. They've said it. Why not check my Instagram and follow me there? Okay, moving on. We still have a last set of questions from Pat Santos. From underscore Pat Santos with triple S. Pat Santos. How are you, George? Patricia. Hey, Pat. I'm good. Thanks for asking. Okay, on to her real questions. So, camera specs comparison between iPhone 11 or the 11 Pro, the iPhone SE, or any iPhone closest to the SE. Okay, so as much as possible, I don't want to get too technical again with the camera capabilities of the iPhone SE. So let's just say, or let's just judge it based on what I see. Based on the reviews that I saw a few days ago, the SE comes close with the image quality of the 11 and the 11 Pro, but only on good daylight or in broad daylight, or only if you have good lighting conditions. But when it goes dark, that's when the iPhone SE fails, because the 11 and the 11 Pro has the advantage of night mode, while the SE doesn't have night mode. Another thing that is missing from the SE is the capabilities you have with the extra cameras. For the iPhone 11, you have the ultra-wide camera lens, which lets you capture great landscapes, while the iPhone 11 Pro has 3 cameras that opens a lot of capabilities with shooting images with it. So that's where the SE falls behind a little bit. With a single camera, yeah, it pretty much takes good photos, but that's it. I mean, it's just a normal shooter. SuperSaf made a detailed comparison of the iPhone SE versus the 11 in terms of videos and stills, while Mr. Who's the Boss added the 10R on the bunch of comparisons. So if you want to check that out, show some love to SuperSaf and Mr. Who's the Boss. Links up here and also down in the descriptions below. Another question from Pat. What are the biggest caveats of the SE? What a fancy word. Caveat. Okay, so what are the biggest caveats of the SE? I think first one would be camera. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a good shooter. In broad daylight and good lighting, it shoots good photos. And number 2, I think, would be battery life. I've seen some reviews. They've said that the battery life of the SE is pretty good on normal daily usage. But if you're a heavy user or you're a gamer, I think the SE is not for you. And the last and final question from Pat, which I saved for the last because I think it's a good question to close down the whole Q&A. And the question is, will you get it? I'm actually thinking of getting it. It's a good option for me for now since I'm currently on the iPhone 6. So for me, it's either the iPhone SE or the iPhone 11. If the budget allows and I want to splurge on a phone, I would get the iPhone 11. But if the budget is a little limited and I want to be practical, I would go for the SE instead. So that's it for now. Thank you so much for putting up with me until the end of the video. I hope we had a good discussion regarding the new phone, and I hope I was able to answer all the questions that are from Instagram. So the next question actually is gonna be for you. Are you getting the new iPhone SE? If you still have questions, you have comments and suggestions and reactions, why not go to the comment section down below and let's talk there. I'll answer your comments as soon as I can. Also, if you like what you see, why not give this video a huge thumbs up, and also why not subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos. Why not also click the notification bell so you get notified in my future uploads. And I guess that's it. So this has been fun. Thank you so much for sticking around. Don't forget to stay productive, stay safe, and stay creative. So I guess I'll be seeing you on the next one. So bye. Where's my... Oh, here. Where's my Let's Go. Bye.